Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to our podcast. I'm here
Hello.
with Chris, and
Hey.
one of the things that we want to talk about is just going back to basics and just getting an idea and getting to the buyer's head and what we're thinking on our end on what your initial consultation looks like for a buyer that's looking to get into real estate.
So when I come across somebody and whether it's a lead or referral, the first question that I ask, besides the introduction, is asking them, what's bringing them into the real estate market.
And you know what's that's really important because you got to find out their why.
Exactly.
A lot of times people don't understand that really is going to be the driver,
Yeah.
the motivation, because let's face it, the numbers don't look as great right now for certain people, but if they're big, if their why is big enough and there's a motivation
Yes.
and the reality is real estate is long term, then
Yeah.
we have to figure out a way to kind of not necessarily convince them, but just to show them that real estate probably is the best way to get into financial security for the future.
Right. Yeah. So once we find out their why and we ask them, what's bringing you into the real estate market, then we dig a little bit deeper. What's your time frame looking like? What's your housing situation right now? Are you renting? Are you on a lease? Are you month to month? And we ask all these important questions because we just want to make sure that we're guiding them towards taking the right steps.
The approach, huh?
Yeah, the approach before having them just go out there and start looking at homes, because a lot of buyers right now, like I was telling you earlier, some of them are lost. So some of them are just out there looking, and I get a lot of emails from Zillow on my listings right now, and they're like, hey, I want to look at this house, and I want to buy it, but none of them know what it takes, what the process is like. And that's where we as professionals, we ask them questions.
Yeah.
Right? Like another big question is, how much do you have saved to invest into your down payment and closing costs?
Right.
A lot of them are just kind of like, oh yeah, is there a first time home buyer program? We know that there are, right? And this is where you come in, but you got to meet the requirements to qualify for those programs, right?
Yeah, and to be honest with you, before I even ask them to do an application, I always ask them, hey, what is the most that you think you can afford on a monthly basis for the house, not including utilities,
Right.
taxes, insurance, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, I mean, obviously, 9 times out of 10, they're like, a lot lower than what the reality is.
Right.
So at that point, you have to ask yourself and ask them, hey, look, is this something that you feel that you're going to be able to do?
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure that you're going to be financially stable.
Right.
Because if we put them in something that they really can't afford, 3 months from now, they're going to call you and say, hey, Chris,
Yeah.
I'm just going to walk away from the house.
Yes. Yeah, you don't want to do that. That's where, we come in and we advocate for everyone, even if you're a seller, right?
Right.
Anybody that needs real estate guidance, this is why we're professionals, and this is why we do what we do, right?
Yeah,
to help people.
and I'll tell you, the reason why we do this is because we're really looking out for people's best interests. And at the end of the day, the last thing you want to do, again, is put them in a place that they're going to be temporarily in a position where they're fine, but then you'll get that call, and it's always like the most horrible call you can probably get, was saying,
Right.
you know what, I don't know what to do. I can't do this anymore.
Right. And I haven't had anyone call and
Me
tell me
neither.
that.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood, because you want to make sure you're doing the right thing. And let's just say, for example, if they're not in a position to buy or sell,
Mhm.
then you just tell them, hey, you know what, maybe you need to do this to get to where you want to be, and just doing the right thing. It's always important.
Yeah, and obviously, if you guys are looking for homes,
Yes.
go on Zillow and all that good stuff. That's great. None of the numbers there make sense because they're not meant for you. You have to get personalized attention
Yes.
and service
Yeah, you do.
to figure out what you actually qualify based on what you have available for income, assets, and your credit. So make sure to reach out to us, guys. Don't think that it's something that you have to do alone. We're here to, obviously serve and
Support you.
protect
Yeah.
because we're here for you.
Yeah.
All right,
Let
guys.
us know.
See ya.
Peace.